Hey everyone, welcome back to CyberB. This is the channel where I share what I learn as I go. And today we're going to talk about the job search process. We're still in stage 1, apply. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I do my preliminary research on the company that I'm applying to, and then my approach to cover letters. So let's just say I am on LinkedIn and I find the job posting that I want to apply to. So it's going to be the senior security researcher role for cloud security at CrowdStrike. So let's just say I've read through this whole thing. I think I qualify, my experience matches at least 50%. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good. I want this. Let's go ahead. So what do? First, I click on their company page on LinkedIn. So this is what it looks like. I go through every single tab. I kind of look at, on a very high level, I look at, how do they describe themselves? What kind of language and wording are they writing on here? And IPO, they are a public company. Okay. I figure out where they headquartered, what kind of posts are they writing about for themselves. Okay, so very US centric. I check what kind of past events that they have, what events they have coming up to see if I can join, especially if it's free. It's actually really nice that they have so much information up here. Most company pages don't. And it gives me info like this. So, okay, another thing that I would do next time around is actually get LinkedIn Premium. At least try it for free for 1 month to see if it actually does help you. But yeah, you'd get access to more of these type of stats. So 2.5 years is the medium tenure. Seems about average. Okay, so about, I thought typically it shows you where they're headquartered, their primary US remote. It does not have a physical location because it is a remote first company. CrowdStrike. And then I'm also looking at like engagements. So 40 people liked it, 2 commented only, and then 12 reposts. And this was an hour ago. Okay, 2 days ago. This might be a better way. So they're going to be at the next Google Cloud conference in LA in April. Okay. 117 likes, 2 comments, 14 posts. So the engagement still isn't great. It's so easy to like, but what you really want is to get comments. And what I see here is more, it's kind of like a monologue. They are just posting information for people. So they're not inviting people to like comment back and things like that, which is fine. That could totally be their strategy. And they have a big enough brand name where they could do that. Even this one at like 566 likes, only 7 comments, 26 reposts. Okay, so I'm getting the feel of like a big corporation. They have 768 job openings. Wow. And okay, there's a lot here. What is life like? Oh, they have it for college interns. Okay. Careers, company spotlight. Okay, watch all these videos. I do that. Get the best of both worlds. All right. We stop so you can go. Okay. Here's our people. This must be linked back, yep, to their website. There's some photos. Let's take a look. Or I was like, can I not even click on them? It would be nice to have subtitles or captions. I don't really know what these photos are for. All right, people. Let's see if we have anybody connected and where they live. It's very US based. Okay, I only have 1 person that's connected there. Ooh, me. Okay. I just have Kimberly that works there. Keep that in the back of your mind. That could possibly help you out in the future. Let's see. Okay, next, I go on their website, look into their careers page, and I just like consume all the information on here. So maritime mission, we don't have a mission statement. We're on a mission to stop breaches. Okay. They're able to divide their workforce into these buckets. Okay. Recruitment fraud warning. That makes sense. Usually big companies, they're like being impersonated left, right, and center. Okay. This could be useful for you to know, especially if, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like if you do get an interview and the role is for like a cyber awareness role or something like that, and they ask you to do some sort of work sample, this could come into play for that. Why CrowdStrike? Okay, our workplace recognitions. I don't actually know where these awards are from. It's probably in the US, I'm guessing. Here's our culture. There's a video for you to watch. Do that. Core values, that's important. So what is it? Okay, so they're very customer oriented. They're very innovative. They believe in limitless passion and unlimited potential for every CrowdStriker. Okay, CrowdStriker, that's internal lingo. Capture that in your brain. Or, have like a Google Word out and just like jot down notes while you're doing this, right? This is their vision. That's their future. Here's our mission. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Our mission is to stop breaches, and our purpose is a promise to provide to provide safety and security to some of the world's largest and most influential companies, and by extension, the billions of people around the world who use your services. So this right there, influential companies, they are B2B for sure, business to business. They're not trying to sell to the public. But indirectly, it helps billions of people, the public around the world that use their service. Okay, cool. Okay, sorry, this was interesting. So sometimes they ask for business emails and, well, I don't have one, so I can't really start the free trial. But if you are trying to get an interview or trying to understand the products of this company or similar companies like this more, definitely download the trial and just play around with it. See what happens, see what you learn. You might find a bug and they might have like a bug bounty program for you to submit to. Who knows? Okay. What else? So, oh, I see. So this is just a one-page type thing. All right. So I'm back on their actual website here. I'm just going through, as you can see, they're different, right? Very different. Okay. So here's the platforms that they offer. Okay. Here's the services that they have. I thought this was interesting. Insider risk services. I don't see a lot of companies offering that. So that's cool. Why CrowdStrike? This was interesting. They actually wrote articles about why them versus their competitors. So here, now you know who their competitors: Microsoft, Palo Alto, SentinelOne, Splunk, Wiz, so on and so forth. So that's good intel for you. Okay, this is also cool too. So if you are applying for a GRC role, it basically tells you this is what they're compliant and certified in. So then you know, okay, this is maybe, I don't know, version 4 of PCI DSS. I need to read up on that or something, right? Most of these I haven't heard of. Okay, so this is in Spain, that's in the UK. That's why. That's in Germany. I just know NIST and ISO, okay? And this is what they're, oh, interesting. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's cool. And then I also found this under resources. They have some reports that they put out. Give that a read. They have their events. I'm pretty sure those are paid, but maybe you can get like a free virtual pass or something. Customer stories, blogs. You could look at that. I found this very interesting. Okay. So you probably don't need to do Cybersecurity 101. We've got that already with our school, with, CompTIA Security Plus. You might want to do a hands-on lab. We'll see. But I thought this was interesting. So this may or may not be free. Let's find out. But essentially, they are training you on how to use your product. And if you can get certified in that, well, for sure, that's going to capture some people's attention that work there, right? I don't think this is. So, for example, Splunk training is free. I think there's certain Google or Microsoft training that's free. I don't think CrowdStrike is, but let's click around and see. View certification guide. Oh, okay. 9 pages. Falcon. Interesting. Very gamer lingo. I don't, oh yeah, there you go. The cost for each exam is $250. So it's not free, but if this is your dream company, maybe it's a small price to pay, right? And also, you know, if they provide the training for free, I would say go ahead and take that. At least do like a module just to get a sense of what it's like. You don't have to do the training. As long as you get the knowledge and you can demonstrate that in your resume, cover letter, and hopefully in the interview, especially if there's a tech interview, that would be very valuable. And then it wouldn't really matter if you have the certification or not. Okay, cool. So there we go. Some extra sites that I might go to if I have time, but definitely I will go to once I am invited to an interview is Reddit. Is always going to be your good friend. And this is a really good one. Interested to work at they misspelled that, CrowdStrike, current former strikers. So remember they call themselves CrowdStrikers and then now it's strikers. So that could be something to file away. How is the life there? So definitely give this a read. And of course, these are just like random people on the internet. You can't really verify who they are if they actually work there. Take it with a grain of salt. But if you see like 5 or 10 people saying kind of the same thing, you can probably trust that information. Okay. This one's a little bit short, but there's a bunch of other things in here that you could potentially look up, research, or you can post your own thread. You can post your own thread, and if you have enough time, see what kind of answers you get, right? Next, Glassdoor. This is a must. I probably look at this a little bit later on, not when I'm, preparing my application, but as I'm preparing for an interview, I look at 2 things on here: the salary, of course, and also the interviews. Because here, interviews at CrowdStrike 3 out of 5 difficulty level. Okay, it's pretty, half are positive, half are negative. All right, and here you actually get questions that they ask these people. Okay, I'm not going to click around too much on here because as you can see, this is blurred out, this is blurred out. So when I start clicking, it's going to ask me to sign in, and that's one of the annoying things about Glassdoor. Once you create an account here, there you go. Once you create an account and you sign in, they're going to try to get you to post a review at a company that you worked for before they give you access to the whole entire thing. So I don't love that for that reason, but it's a handy tool. And to wrap up this section, looking at all these different things is really just signaling to me what their mission, vision, what their culture is, and if that aligns to me. And of course, looking at Glassdoor and Reddit is really giving me more of a realistic insight into any red flags that they may have. So taking 5 to 10 minutes to do this research would really help you tailor your application. Okay, next, let's talk about cover letters. Now back to JT O'Donnell at Workaday. If you just go on her, see, I'm subscribed. If you go on her channel and you just search cover letter, a bunch of videos will show up about the disruptive cover letter. This is not my idea at all. I got it from her. I thought it was quite genius, and so I started doing it. So I found this video here that basically explains from scratch what is a disruptive cover letter, and there's also PDF downloads that you can get in the show notes. So they're like down here, how to write a cover letter, writing one to stand out, and then samples of fantastic cover letters for you to see. So back in my HR days, I never read people's cover letters. I mostly just looked at the resume and how it matched up to the job description. And the reason why I didn't read the cover letters, even though in school and everything they taught us it's so that it's important, yada yada, people mostly just repeated what was on their resume in the cover letter. So in a way, it was kind of a waste of my time to read. Instead of writing that traditional cover letter, we need to do a disruptive one. And what she means by that, I'll let you, watch this video so you know, but what she means by that is you need to start telling a story. So essentially, you're trying to write a connection story. So it is a personal story about why this company, this industry, or this role matters to you. It could be your own experience, or it could be something that impacted your friends and family and indirectly impacts you. It's something that creates a connection with the person that's reading it and evokes emotion. So Work It Daily has its own mini program that you can join. I think they have like a 7 or 14-day trial that I've been through. And this is one of the templates that they were able to give us. So I want to share this with you as an example of how to write a disruptive cover letter. So Robert Rice is applying to Facebook, and it basically says, well, obviously don't say hiring team if you know the name of the person that'll be reading this. But essentially, every section has its own like subtitle, and it's very easy to read, right? So it says, you are only limited by your own skills and imagination. When I read this review on your Glassdoor page, it resonated with me. Interesting. So he is already telling them that I'm doing research on you. I reviewed your Glassdoor page, okay? It can be challenging to cut through the noise in a world that constantly bombards us with advertisements, videos, emails, sound bites, and more. Businesses are trying to solve this difficult problem, but as a content strategist, it's a problem I'm passionate about figuring out. Okay, so he did some pretty good things here. So number one was about signaling to them that he's done their research on Glassdoor on them. He understands the problem, that there's a lot of noise in the world, and that he is a content strategist and he's passionate about figuring that out. Okay. Next paragraph, a journey that's only 1% finished. Oh, interesting. As a daily user for over a decade, I've watched Facebook bring people across the world closer. I've also witnessed how the team has continually pushed itself to disrupt how people connect and consume content. As a creative, I'm constantly in awe at how well Facebook has been able to reinvent itself and adapt to a changing world. I think this is an extremely valuable quality in a company because when it comes to succeeding, getting comfortable is not an option. As a business of one, I share this mindset. This is also very smart. I like the quote because it's not very usual, like the subtitle, a journey that's only 1% finished. And here he goes to highlight that he is a daily user for over a decade, so he's quite well versed in Facebook, and he's watched people get closer because of Facebook. Okay, he's complimenting them. He says that the team continually pushed itself to disrupt how people connect and consume content. He's referring to himself as a creative. Another compliment. And then he calls himself a business of one. I share that mindset. So he's trying to like make a connection between him and Facebook. Okay. Third paragraph. Bringing the world closer using content. Oops. Get out of here. I love the challenge of connecting with people from all over the world using content. Several months ago, I had the unique opportunity, Several months ago, I had the unique opportunity to develop a content strategy from the ground up for a client with over 300,000 email subscribers. The goal was to re-engage those subscribers and help them be more involved in the company's community. Thanks to the support of our content, marketing, and graphics team, we re-engaged 88% of those subscribers within the first month of the campaign. It was a wonderful feeling because our team came together to bring those people closer, and it worked beautifully. Okay. So now he's sharing one example of how he succeeded in a project that's very relevant to the role itself in content creation. And he has numbers in there. You see 300,000 email subs, 88% resubscribed or re-engaged. He also named the teams that he was working with too, the content marketing and graphics team. So it's not just him doing all this. Cool. Last paragraph, that's not too interesting here. But do you see how this is different from the traditional cover letter? Yeah, it's so much easier to read. It's not as dry. There's things in here that's like interesting and very skillfully and subtly drops in hints. Hey, I did some research on you. If you don't have a connection story, I think you can try a couple of different things. One, like think of a moment in your life that connects you to this industry. Or if you don't have direct experience, you can use a family member story. You can also ask yourself, like, why do I care about this company's work? And, bring that story element in. So again, definitely use. So if I were to go back and do this differently, so if I were to job search next time, I would definitely keep using that disruptive cover letter instead of the traditional cover letter because one, you don't want to be repeating things in your resume. You want to be adding new things that they don't know from your resume. You want to have personality and emotion, not just list out, skills. And also you want to show them why you care about the company and the role. And that's not something your resume will, give them. And last but not least, yes, absolutely use AI, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, whatever, to help you craft your letter. So what I would do is try to write it out as best as you can, and then plug it into ChatGPT and then ask it to improve for flow, for clarity, for warmth, whatever you want to optimize for. And I think for you to be able to use ChatGPT effectively, requires you to master the basics of prompt engineering. Everyone's using AI nowadays. Everyone can tell what is AI generated. But if you prompt engineer correctly, no one should be able to tell because it should be in your words, using your tones with your experience to this particular job or company. Okay, so let me give you a resource. Again, going back to Jeff Sue because I love his stuff so much. Jeff Sue here. If you scroll down to popular videos, I pretty much watch all of these. I think they're really good. He definitely talks about resume cover letters as well, but he has a playlist that just talks about AI. Here you go, AI Edge, work smarter, not harder. And this first video here, I think was very valuable, very insightful for me. He basically crafted the perfect prompt formula. I'll link this in the show notes so you can up your prompt engineering game. So again, tip here would be to don't just copy and paste AI responses. You want to prompt engineer it in a way that makes it sound like it's you. Now that we covered how to research companies and how to write a strong, disruptive cover letter, the next step is to perfect your resume. I think resumes are so important that they deserve their own video.